ruled gold. Simonetta walked through marble halls, the most beautiful story ever told, before consumption made her fall. Simonetta Vespucci was the face that launched the Renaissance into art. Botticelli couldn't find a trace of beauty that could match her heart. She married young to Marco Vespucci's name, but Giuliano de Medici held a flame, a love that burned but never could be real. In Florence, beauty was the only seal. She stood for hours while he painted light, turning mortal flesh to something bright. Every brushstroke tried to capture why men would weep when she walked by. Simonetta's canvas framed in gold, the birth of Venus, a story told. She died at 23, but never aged, forever frozen on Botticelli's stage. Simonetta's canvas, beauty's cost. She's the most famous face that Florence lost. Consumption took her breath away, while all of Florence held its own. 23 and gone, they say. Her funeral was a city's moan. Giuliano mourned her till his dying day, murdered in a church while he tried to pray. Botticelli painted her for 40 years. Long after death, she dried his tears. She stood for hours while he painted light, turning mortal flesh to something bright. Every brushstroke tried to capture why men would weep when she walked by. Simonetta's canvas framed in gold, the birth of Venus, a story told. She died at 23, but never aged, forever frozen on Botticelli's stage. Simonetta's canvas, beauty's cost. She's the most famous face that Florence lost. La bella Simonetta, they called her then, the standard all other women couldn't reach. Poets wrote her into their pen, philosophers would use her in their speech as proof that God exists in form, that beauty can survive the storm of plague and war and human greed. perfect seed. Simonetta's canvas framed in gold, the birth of Venus, a story told. She died at 23, but never aged, forever frozen on Botticelli's stage. Simonetta's canvas, beauty's cost. She's the most famous face that Florence lost. The Uffizi Gallery holds her still, Venus rising from the painted sea. Tourists climb the Florentine hill to see what beauty used to be. But they don't know the girl who coughed up blood, who lived just 23 years in the flood of Renaissance ambition, art and pain. Simonetta was the loss and the gain. Maybe beauty's just a trick of light. Maybe canvas is the only right. I'm still staring at her painted eyes tonight. Now scholars study every brushstroke made, trying to decode what made her shine. But beauty isn't something in Florence, where the Medici ruled gold. Simonetta walked through marble halls, the most beautiful story ever told, before consumption made her fall. Simonetta Vespucci was the face that launched the Renaissance into art. Botticelli couldn't find a trace of beauty that could match her heart. She married young to Marco Vespucci's name, but Giuliano de Medici held the flame, a love that burned but never could be real. In Florence, beauty was the only lucille. She stood for hours while he painted light, turning mortal flesh to something bright. Every brushstroke tried to capture why men would weep when she walked by. Simonetta's canvas framed in gold, took her breath away, while all of Florence held its own. 23 and gone, they say. Her funeral was a city's moan. Giuliano mourned her till his dying day, murdered in a church while he tried to pray. Botticelli painted her for 40 years. Long after death, she dried his tears. She stood for hours while he painted blind, turning mortal flesh to something bright. Every brushstroke tried to capture why men would weep when she walked by. Simonetta's canvas framed in gold, the birth of Venus, a story told. She died at 23, but never aged, forever frozen on Botticelli's stage. Simonetta's canvas, beauty's cost. She's the most famous face that Florence lost. La Bella's Frainigetta, they called her then, the standard all other women couldn't reach. Poets wrote her into their pen, philosophers would use her in their speech, as proof that God exists in form, that beauty can survive the storm of plague and war and human greed. She was the Renaissance perfect seed. Simonetta's canvas framed in gold, the birth of Venus, a story told. She died at 23, but never aged, forever frozen on Botticelli's stage. Simonetta's canvas, beauty's cost. She's the most famous face that Florence lost. The Uffizi Gallery holds her still, Venus rising from the painted sea. Tourists climb the Florentine hill to see what beauty used to be. But they don't know the girl who coughed up blood, who lived just 23 years in the flood of Renaissance ambition, art and pain. Simonetta was the loss and the gain. Scholars study every brushstroke made, trying to decode what made her shine. But beauty isn't something you can grade. It's the mystery between the lines. She painted her face with lead and ash to hide the scars that smallpox made. The Virgin Queen behind the mask, who never let the illusion fade. Elizabeth I was 3 when her mother lost her head, and Boleyn's daughter learned early that love ends in red. Her father married 6 times, killed 2. So Elizabeth learned what marriage would do. At 25 she took the throne and swore she'd rule England alone. No husband, no master, just the crown, the Virgin Queen who wouldn't bow down. They said a woman couldn't reign, she turned that doubt into her gain. Beauty was her weapon and her shield, she wore it like armor on the battlefield. Elizabeth's mask, white as bone, the Virgin Queen upon her throne. She married England, wore its ring, and taught the world what power means. Elizabeth's mask, painted lies, the realest queen in royal disguise. She had lovers, but she never gave them power. Leicester, Essex, Raleigh too. She'd smile and flirt, but in the final hour she'd choose the crown over the few. Suitors came from every European court, proposing marriage, proposing war. But Elizabeth played them all like chess, a virgin queen who said finesse. They said a woman couldn't reign, she turned that doubt into her gain. Beauty was her weapon and her shield, she wore it like armor on the battlefield. Elizabeth's mask, white as bone, the Virgin Queen upon her throne. She married England, wore its ring, and taught the world what power means. Elizabeth's mask, painted lies, the realest queen in royal disguise. She defeated Spain's armada with her wit. Drake and Hawkins sailed under her command. The Spanish thought a woman couldn't commit to war, but she commanded land and sand. She stood at Tilbury in armor bright, told her troops she had the heart and stomach of a king. Elizabeth knew how to fight with words and beauty, the deadliest thing. Elizabeth's mask, white as bone, the Virgin Queen upon her throne. She married England, wore its ring, and taught the world what power means. Elizabeth pock scars reminded her that beauty fades. She penned all mirrors from her halls and bars, and ruled from shadows she had made. Her teeth turned black from sugar's kiss. Her hair fell out, she wore red wigs, but still she held the illusion firm, a queen who made the whole world learn. Maybe power's just a better mask. Maybe queens don't get to ask. I'm still wearing her white face tonight. At 70 she finally let go, the virgin queen who never wed. She left behind a golden glow, the Elizabethan age, they said. Shakespeare wrote under her reign, Marlowe, the Spencer, the whole chain of English glory owes its name to the queen who played the longest game. Elizabeth's mask, white as bone, the virgin queen upon her throne. She married England, wore its ring, and taught the world what power means. Elizabeth's mask painted lies, the realest queen in royal disguise. The realest queen in royal disguise. She painted her face with linen and ash, the virgin queen behind the mask. No husband, no master, just the crown. Who She painted her face with lead and ash to hide the scars that smallpox made. The virgin queen behind the mask, who never let the illusion fade. Elizabeth the First was 3 when her mother lost her head, and Boleyn's daughter learned early that love ends in red. Her father married 6 times, killed 2. So Elizabeth learned what marriage would do. At 25 she took the throne and swore she'd rule England alone. No husband, no master, just the crown, the virgin queen who wouldn't bow down. They said a woman couldn't reign. She turned their doubt into her gain. but she never gave them power. Leicester, Essex, Raleigh too. She'd smile and flirt, but in the final hour she'd choose the crown over the few. Suitors came from every European court, proposing marriage, proposing war, but Elizabeth played them all like chess, a virgin queen who said finesse. They said a woman couldn't redeem. She turned that doubt into her gain. Beauty was her weapon and her shield. She wore it like armor on the battlefield. Elizabeth's mask, white as bone, the virgin queen upon her throne. She married England, wore its ring, and taught the world what power means. Elizabeth's mask, painted lies, the realist queen in royal disguise. She defeated Spain's armada with her wit. Jayton Hawkins sailed under her command. The Spanish thought a woman couldn't commit to war, but she commanded land and sand. She stood at Tilbury in armor bright, told her troops she had the heart and stomach of a king. Elizabeth knew how to fight with words and beauty, the deadliest thing. Elizabeth's mask, white as bone, the virgin queen upon her throne. She married England, wore its ring, and taught the world what power means. Elizabeth's mask, painted lies, the realist queen in royal disguise. But underneath the mask, the smallpox scars reminded her that beauty fades. She banned all mirrors from her halls and bars, and ruled from shadows she had made. Her teeth turned black from sugar's kiss. Her hair fell out, she wore red wigs, but still she held the illusion firm, a queen who made the whole world learn. Maybe power's just a better mask. Maybe queens don't get to ask. I'm still wearing her white face tonight. At 70 she finally let go, the virgin queen who never wed. She left behind a golden glow, the Elizabethan age, they said. Shakespeare wrote under her reign, Marlowe, Spencer, the whole chain.
Versailles, where the mirrors multiply, Madame de Pompadour held court, the king's official mistress glorified. But power came at a cost she bought.
Jeune Antoinette was born to nothing grand. A financial scandal ruined her father's name, but her mother had a different plan. Raised her daughter for the royal game.
A fortune teller said she'd catch a king. At 9 years old, already training how to walk and talk and sing. Beauty was her only bargaining.
She wasn't born to wear the crown,
but she learned to never back down. Intelligence wrapped in silk and lace, the most powerful mistress Versailles would face.
Pompadour's shadow longer than the king. She whispered policy while he pulled the string. Or so he thought, but really she was running France from behind the scenes.
Pompadour's shadow, elegance and brain, beauty was the entrance, power was the game.
Mayor Louis XV was bored with his wife,
so he invited me to play.
She brought excitement to my life,
and I brought control he gave away.
I thought I owned her heart and soul,
but I was always in control.
Madame de Pompadour, my perfect prize,
while I directed France through his eyes.
She wasn't born to wear the crown,
but she learned to never back down.
Intelligence wrapped in silk and lace,
the most powerful mistress Versailles would face.
Pompadour's shadow longer than the king. She whispered policy while he pulled the string. Or so he thought, but really she was running France from behind the scenes.
Pompadour's shadow, elegance and brain, beauty was the entrance, power was the game.
She wasn't just a pretty decoration.
She appointed ministers, chose wars,
ran the cultural transformation
that opened up Enlightenment doors.
Voltaire was her friend, Diderot her guest.
She funded the encyclopedian's quest,
while other mistresses just spent on gowns.
Pompadour was building lasting ground.
Pompadour's shadow longer than the king. She whispered policy while he pulled the string. Or so he thought, but really she was running France from behind the scenes.
Pompadour's shadow, elegance and brain, beauty was the entrance, power was the game.
The court despised her, called her names.
They couldn't touch me while he loved.
They blamed her for France's losing gale.
I was the scapegoat from above,
but I defended her till the end.
because I made myself indispensable, my friend.
20 years of unofficial reign,
of beauty and power, pleasure and pain. Maybe love was just a transaction.
maybe power needs attraction.
I'm still living in her shadow tonight.
She died at 43, worn out and done.
20 years of holding court and king.
I built Versailles porcelain foundation,
while the revolution started to sing.
they tear it all down in 30 years.
But Pompadour's legacy perseveres.
The mistress who became more than decoration.
She was France's secret administration.
Pompadour's shadow longer than the king. She whispered policy while he pulled the string. Or so he thought, but really she was running France from behind the scenes.
Pompadour's shadow, elegance and brain. Beauty was the entrance, power was the game. In Versailles,
in Versailles where the mirrors multiply, Madame de Pompadour held court. The king's official mistress glorified, but power came at a cost she bought.
Jeanne Antoinette was born to nothing grand. A financial scandal ruined her father's name. But her mother had a different plan, raised her daughter for the royal game.
A fortune teller said she'd catch a king.
At 9 years old, already training how to walk and talk and sing.
Beauty was her only bargaining. She wasn't born to wear the crown, but she learned to never back down.
Intelligence wrapped in silk and lace,
The most
powerful mistress Versailles would face. Pompadour's shadow longer than the king. She whispered policy while he pulled a string. Or so he thought, but really she
was running France from behind the scenes.
Pompadour's shadow, elegance elegance and brain. Beauty was the entrance, power was the game.
Louis XV was bored with his wife, so he invited me to play.
She brought excitement to my life,
and I brought control he gave away.
I thought I owned her heart and soul,
but I was always in control.
Madame de Pompadour, my perfect prize,
while I directed France through his eyes. She wasn't born to wear the crown, but she learned to never back down.
Intelligence wrapped in silk and lace,
the most powerful mistress Versailles would face.
Pompadour's shadow longer than the king.
She whispered policy while he pulled the string.
Or so he thought, but really she was running France from behind the scenes. Pompadour's shadow, elegance and brain. Beauty was the entrance, power was the game.
She wasn't just a pretty decoration. She appointed ministers, chose wars, ran the cultural transformation that opened up Enlightenment stores.
Voltaire was her friend, Diderot her guest. She funded the encyclopedia's quest,
while other mistresses just spent on gowns. Pompadour was building lasting grounds.
Pompadour's shadow longer than the king. She whispered policy while he pulled the string. Or so he thought, but really she
was running France from behind the scenes.
Pompadour's shadow, elegance and brain.
Beauty was the entrance,
Power was the game. Her court despised her, called her names.
they couldn't touch me while he loved.
They blamed her for France's losing games.
I was the scapegoat from above.
But I defended her till the end.
Because I made myself indispensable, my friend.
Oh, 20 years of unofficial reign.
Beauty and power, pleasure and pain.
Maybe love was just a transaction. Maybe power needs attraction. I'm still living in her shadow tonight.
She died at 43, worn out and done.
20 years of holding court and king.
I built Versailles porcelain foundation.
My, while the revolution started to sing.
They tear it all down in 30 years.
But Pompadour's legacy persevered.
The mistress who became more than decoration.
She was France's secret administration. Pompadour's shadow longer than the king. She whispered policy while he pulled the string. Or so he thought, but really she... A peasant girl who heard the voice of angels calling through the flame. She didn't think she had a choice, so she put on armor and a name. Joan of Arc was 17 when she convinced a desperate king that God had sent her to redeem the France that England was conquering. They gave her armor, gave her men, thought she'd fail again and again, but she lifted the siege of Orleans, a teenage girl defeating war machines. They couldn't understand her fire, a woman leading men through mire. Beauty wasn't in her face, it was the courage she embraced. Joan's armor, forged in holy light, a maiden warrior who wouldn't fight for glory, gold, or earthly crown. She heard the voice and wrote it down. Heavy with belief, the kind of beauty born from grief. She cut her hair, she dressed like men, in a world where that could get you killed. But Joan refused to bow or bend. Her faith was sharper than a battlefield. Soldiers followed where she led because she wasn't afraid of being dead. She charged into the arrows and the flame, while nobles hid and played their courtly game. They couldn't understand her fire, a woman leading men through mire. Beauty wasn't in her face, it was the courage she embraced. Joan's armor, forged in holy light, a maiden warrior who wouldn't fight for glory, gold, or earthly crown. She heard the voice and wrote it down. Heavy with belief, the kind of beauty born from grief. But victory makes powerful men afraid, especially when a woman holds the sword. So they abandoned her, betrayed, sold her to the English overlord. The church accused her, innocence down. She asked for a cross, they gave her sticks. She prayed while the fire did its tricks. Some say her heart refused to burn. Some say the smoke is how angels return. Wasted saints are just the ones who refuse to drop their heavy guns. I'm still hearing voices in the fire tonight. 25 years later, France admitted they had murdered their own saint. The church that burned her now permitted her name to lose its heritage taste. Now she's the patron saint of soldiers, of France, of courage, of the broken and the older. Joan of Arc, who heard the call and proved that beauty doesn't have to be small. Joan's armor, forged in holy light, a maiden warrior who wouldn't fight for glory, gold, or earthly crown. She heard the voice and wrote it down. Joan's armor, heavy with the meek, the kind of beauty born from grief, the kind of beauty born from grief. A peasant girl who heard the voice, she didn't think she had a choice. So she put on armor and a name. They couldn't burn away her name. Peasant girl who heard the voice of angels calling through the flame. She didn't think she had a choice, so she put on armor and a name. Joan of Arc was 17 when she convinced a desperate king that God had sent her to redeem the France that England was conquering. They gave her armor, gave her men, thought she'd fail again and again. But she lifted the siege of Orleans, a teenage girl defeating war machines. They couldn't understand her fire, a woman leading men through mire. Beauty wasn't in her face, it was the courage she embraced. Joan's like men in a world where that could get you killed. But Joan refused to bow or bend. Her fate was sharper than a battlefield. Soldiers followed where she led because she wasn't afraid of being dead. She charged into the arrows and the flame while nobles hid and played their courtly game. They couldn't understand her fire, a woman leading men through mire. Beauty wasn't in her face, it was the courage she embraced. Joan's armor, forged in holy light, the glory gold or earthly crown. Joan's armor, heavy with belief, the kind of peace born from grief. But victory makes powerful men afraid, especially when a woman holds the sword. So they abandoned her, betrayed, sold her to the English overlord. The church accused her of heresy for dressing like a man, for claiming she could see what bishops couldn't see or hear. They needed her to disappear. Stripped away by lies, for breaking every rule they wrote. They burned her at the stake and watched her choke. Joan's armor melted into flame, but they couldn't burn away her name. At 19 she was tied to wood in the market square of ruined town. The crowd came out and watched and stood while holy men burned innocence down. She asked for a cross, they gave her sticks. She prayed while the fire did its tricks. Some say her heart refused to burn, some say the smoke is how angels return. Maybe saints are just the ones who refuse to drop the heavy guns. I'm still hearing voices in the fire tonight. 25 years later, France admitted they had murdered their own saint. The church that burned her now permitted her name to lose its heretic taint. Now she's the patron saint of soldiers of France, of courage, of the broken and the older. Joan of Arc, who heard the call and proved that beauty doesn't have to be small. She didn't think she had a choice, so she put on armor and a name. They couldn't burn away her The age of reason tried to light the darkness of the medieval mind, but beauty in the candlelight was still the currency they couldn't redefine. From Renaissance to Revolution's door, 3 centuries of powdered wigs and gowns, Simon in his canvas, Elizabeth's war, Pompadour's shadow, Mary's crown. Climbed in a world that gave them no other way. Intelligence had to be disguised as decoration on display. The Enlightenment promised reason's reign, but women's beauty still bore the chain. Every salon, every court, beauty was the only transport. But the rules stayed old. Women beautiful or women sold. They hosted salons where men debated free, while they poured the tea. Age of reason, beauty's final stand before the modern world would shift the sand. The saloniers of Paris held the key to Enlightenment's intellectual doors. Women like Madame Joffrin hosted philosophy. Voltaire and Rousseau walked their floors, but they couldn't publish under their own names. Had to host the men who take the credit. Beauty opened doors, but truth remained. Women couldn't edit. The Enlightenment promised reason's reign, but women's beauty still bore the chain. Every salon, every court, beauty was the only transport. Age of reason, but the rules stayed old. Women beautiful or women sold. They hosted salons where men debated free, while they poured the tea. Age of reason, beauty's final stand before the modern world would shift the sand. Then revolution came and tore it down. The old regime of beauty and of melted down the crowns. The guillotine reset the flood. But even revolution couldn't free women from beauty's tyranny. New regime, same cage, different makeup on the same stage. Age of reason, but the rules stayed old. Women beautiful or women sold. They hosted salons where men debated free, while they poured the tea. Age of reason, beauty's final stand before the modern world would shift the sand. Mary Wollstonecraft wrote Vindication, arguing for women's education. But she died in childbirth, like so many before. Her words would wait another 100 years or more. The 18th century closed its eyes, with Napoleon crowning new empires. The age of reason couldn't reason through why half of humanity had nothing to do. Maybe reason was just another mask. Maybe women learned not to ask. I'm still searching for the light they promised tonight. So here we stand at the century's edge, looking back at the early modern age, at women who walked the beauty ledge and turned it into a Zephyrless stage. Simonetta's art, Elizabeth's throne, Pompadour's power, Marie's death alone. The age of The age of reason tried to light the darkness of the medieval mind, but beauty in the candlelight was still the currency they couldn't redefine. From Renaissance to Revolution's door, 3 centuries of powdered wigs and gowns. Simonetta's canvas, Elizabeth's war, Pompadour's shadow, Marie's crown. Beauty was the ladder women climbed in a world that gave them no other way. Intelligence had to be disguised as decoration on display. The Enlightenment promised reason's reign, but women's beauty still bore the chain. Every salon, every court, beauty was the only transport. Age of reason, but the rules stayed old. Women beautiful or women sold. They hosted The saloniers of Paris held the key to Enlightenment's intellectual doors. Women like Madame Joffrin hosted philosophy. Voltaire and Rousseau walked their floors. But they couldn't publish under their own names, had to host the men who'd take the credit. Beauty opened doors, but truth remained. Women couldn't edit. The Enlightenment promised reason's reign, but women's beauty still bore the chain. Every salon, every court, beauty was the only transport. Age of reason, but the rules stayed old. Women beautiful, or women sold. They hosted salons where men debated free, while they poured the tea. Age of reason, beauty's final stand, before the modern world would shift the sand. Then revolution came and tore it down, the old regime of beauty and of blood. Versailles mirrors smashed, melted down the crowns, the guillotine reset the flood. But even revolution couldn't free women from beauty's tyranny. New regime, same cage, different makeup on the same stage. Age of reason, but the rules stayed old. Women beautiful, women sold. They hosted salons where men debated free, while they poured the tea. Age of reason, beauty's final stand, before the modern world would shift the sand. Mary Wollstonecraft wrote Vindication, arguing for women's education. But she died in childbirth like so many before. Her words would wait another 100 years or more. The 18th century closed its eyes with Napoleon crowning new empires. The age of reason couldn't reason through why half of humanity had nothing to do. Maybe reason was just another mask. Maybe women learn not to ask. I'm still searching for the light they promised tonight. So here we stand at the century's edge, looking back at the early modern age. At women who walked the beauty ledge and turned it into a survivalist stage. Simonetta's art, Elizabeth's throne, Pompadour's power, Marie's death alone. The age of reason ended where it began, with beauty still the only option for a woman's plan. Age of reason, but the rules stayed old. Women beautiful, or women sold. They hosted salons where men debated free, while they poured the tea. Age of reason, beauty's final stand before the modern world would shift the sand. The age of reason tried to light the darkness of the medieval mind. Beauty in the candlelight was still the currency they couldn't redefine.